cars, leaving traffic tied up for hours this afternoon. Good afternoon here. Welcome to Fox 8 News at 4 o'clock. I'm Natalie Herbeck.
And I'm Joe Toohey. The words water main break don't begin to describe the mess just off I-90 today. Water gushing out of the ground, covering South Marginal Road and flooding the freeway. Traffic is moving again, but the damage is already done. Let's get to Fox 8's Alex Stokes. She's there now with more. Hey, Alex.
Hi, Joe, Natalie. Yeah, I-90 is back open. Traffic is moving after almost 3.5 hours of bottlenecked traffic here because of this main break. That started around a little after 11 a.m. and you can see South Marginal is still shut down as they work to repair the main break. Thankfully, the people who were trapped, we have no injuries reported on them, but this was a less than ideal situation.
Gushing water from a water main break, creating a traffic mess on I-90 during Tuesday's midday commute. Skyfox showing just how far the water spread, flooding the roads, the area around Cube Smart Self-Storage, and 2 cars that couldn't make it out.
It wasn't that deep, and then it got deeper and deeper.
Chuck Foyer's car began taking on water at the East 55th Street exit ramp.
I am taking the shoreway. It's 11:30, and I saw a little puddle. Try to get off at the exit. Car stalls, and then the water keeps on rising and rising until it went through the floorboards and came up about 4 or 5 inches.
Skyfox shows the moment he was rescued and taken to dry land.
The police officer came and took me out and walked me up here.
He says he took the ramp after seeing others drive up it.
Yeah, there were other people going ahead of it, yeah.
Traffic was severely restricted for hours as the water shut down not only 3 lanes of I-90 westbound, but also seeped onto the eastbound lanes.
In addition to the highway lane, South Marginal was closed from East 49th to East 55th Street.
That's where another car was trapped and where Cleveland Water says the 12-inch main broke. Around 1:30 p.m., they tweeted, quote, "Crews have operated valves to stop the flow of water. Flooding is subsiding, and once clear, repairs to the main can begin."
And Cleveland Water told me that customers in this area will not be impacted by the shutoff as they were able to isolate the break area. They also told me that a, quote, "significant investment is planned for this distribution section and is in design, and work is set to begin on that in 2022.
Yeah, you can see the machinery still working to clear things out behind you. Alex, thank you.
Well, police in Medina County are warning parents about a man who has been prowling around neighborhoods in his car and acting suspiciously around children. Fox News reporter Jack Shea joining us live from the Hinckley Township Police Department with this story. Jack?
Natalie, this is a very strange case, I have to say, because police say they actually know who the man is, but at this point they have been unable to charge him with a crime. Monday night, witnesses report a suspicious car slowly driving through a neighborhood in Medina County's Granger Township as children play outside their homes. The car, described as a black Dodge Challenger with a silver gas cap and damage to the driver's side back bumper, has been on the radar of law enforcement agencies in Medina County for the past 6 months because of the odd behavior of the man behind the wheel. Witnesses have reported that at various times the prowler in the black Challenger had no shirt on and was attempting to take photos of children as he passed through their neighborhoods.
We know some friends on State Road that it's a few months back it happened to their daughter. So it's not something that just happened. This has been going on.
Fear about the man's motives have prompted some families to come up with a plan of action for their kids.
We already forewarned them earlier today that if by chance they're in the neighborhood and they're aware of the car, that they are to go to the nearest home.
It turns out police have identified the suspect in the Challenger and have questioned him several times, but he denied any wrongdoing and was let go because he had not committed an obvious crime.
And if they know who he is, they should have something on him. Get the job done.
Of major concern to law enforcement here in Medina County, the suspect has a pending criminal case in which he is accused of exposing himself at a grocery store. Police are asking parents to be vigilant, record any unusual activity involving the black Challenger, and to call 911.
Listen to your kids, because they'll tell you. If somebody's coming for them or looking at them, they'll tell you.
And the police are also stepping up their patrols in the neighborhoods, but again, They need the families out there to be their eyes and ears. Reporting live from Medina County, Jack Shea, Fox 8 News.
Jack, thank you.
Well, 4 years ago, Akron's deadliest arson claimed the lives of 7 family members, including 5 young children. Today, the man convicted of setting that fire has been sentenced for the crime. Fox 8's Dave Nethers was in court. He joins us live. Dave.
Right, remarkable day in court. 58-year-old Stanley Ford just barely escaping the death penalty here in Akron, but Summit County Common Pleas Court Judge Christine Croce made absolutely sure that he is going to spend the remainder of his life, every day of it, in prison. Ford found guilty of of 2 fires, actually, setting fire to a neighbor's home in May of 2017, killing Dennis Huggins, Angela Boggs, and their 5 children, ages 16 months to 14 years old. He was also convicted of setting fire to another neighbor's home in 2016, killing Lindell Lewis and Gloria Hart. The motive, his personal intolerance of the way they conducted their lives. In court, relatives of the Huggins family addressing him with forgiveness. Ford himself did not speak. Judge Croce imposing 9 consecutive life sentences without parole. She was not as forgiving.
There are no words to explain it. It is the most atrocious version of these types of offenses that could possibly happen. And while you have maintained your innocence throughout this trial, you have shown not a shred of sympathy or remorse during this 4.5 years.
In addition to the 9 consecutive life sentences, Judge Croce added one more thing, that he also has to spend 6 days every year in isolation. 2 of those days, the dates of the fires he's now been convicted of setting. The remaining 4, the birthdays of the youngest of the children who were killed. In Akron, Dave Nethers, Fox 8 News.
Dave, thank you. Our Fox 8 I-Team is tracking new clues in one of Northeast Ohio's greatest unsolved mysteries, the murder of young Amy Mahalovic. We recently revealed new leads in the case, and I-Team reporter Peggy Gallick shows us another step towards cracking this case.
They were found 300 yards away from her body. Through the 32 years, we weren't positive what the relevance was of those 2 pieces of evidence because they were so far away from her body.
This green curtain and white blanket were found in Ashland County near the body of 10-year-old Amy Mahalovic more than 30 years ago. 2 pieces of evidence investigators say may help solve the 32-year-old murder case. In 2016, detectives discovered that hair from Amy's dog was found on the curtain. A few weeks ago, detectives say they learned more.
Amy's hair was found on that curtain, so we know for a fact that her hair was on that curtain.
Now they are hoping to find someone that may remember that curtain that detectives believe was homemade.
It looks more like some type of a quilt that was made into a curtain.
Amy went missing on October 27th, 1989, after she met an unknown man after school in a shopping plaza in Bay Village. She had told others she was meeting a man who she thought was going to help her pick out a gift for her mother. She was never seen alive again.
We're not going to give up. We're not going to give up.
While no arrests have been made, police say they do have a number of possible suspects.
We are currently looking at people as suspects. We do a lot of investigation into this case for a 32-year-old case. We have people that we're consistently looking at as far as suspects.
And they are hoping this curtain contains some more crucial evidence that they will soon find thanks to the latest DNA advancements.
If it leads us to one of the people that we're already looking at as a suspect, that would be a home run.
Detectives say they are continuing to investigate leads that they receive on this case, and there is a reward of up to $50,000 available for information that leads to the arrest and prosecution of the person who killed Amy. And Amy's father says he believes investigators will solve this case.
I've always had that in my heart that it's going to be resolved. He was some sort of girl, extremely intelligent. She probably, her thing was, I want to be Vice President of the United States.
In Bay Village, Peggy Gallick, Fox 8 I-Team.
Peggy, thank you. And in Amy's honor, a 1-mile walk will take place in Bay Village tomorrow, which is the 32nd anniversary of her abduction. If you want to learn more about that walk or how to contact detectives with tips on this case, please go to our website. We have it all there for you at fox8.com.
Well, the Fox 8 I-team has found charges are not moving forward in a hit-and-run case that left a woman with permanent injuries. I-team reporter Ed Gallick live uncovering why. Ed.
Well, prosecutors have decided not enough evidence. Police identified 3 suspects, but justice for Yahya now on hold. Look at why. So many of you following the case of Ayanna Barkley, 2019, Cleveland Southeast Side. A hit-and-run driver nearly killed her. Last year, the I-team showed you Cleveland police started filing charges against 3 people. Charges filed for the crash and covering it up. But now, Cuyahoga County prosecutors say they can't take the case to a grand jury without a little more evidence. Ayanna's father has been fighting for justice. We caught up with him by phone. What does this mean for you in seeking justice for your daughter?
We must continue this fight in order to get justice for my daughter. And for that reason, I will never give up trying to prove this case.
Investigators did recover the car involved, but again, they feel they need just a bit more evidence. Coming up on Fox 8 News at 5, the one thing that could get this case moving could get justice for Yahya. Live in the newsroom, Ed Gallick, Fox 8 I-team.
All right, Ed. Well, in 1 week, Cleveland will have a new mayor, but who will it be? Still to come, hit 4. Fox 8 spending a day on the campaign trail with each candidate. Up first, it's Justin Bibb's journey.
Plus, it could be a breakthrough in the treatment for an aggressive form of breast cancer, why local doctors believe a vaccine may be key. Andre, hello.
Hi there. Boy, oh boy, the breezes are blowing. It's cold, it's raw, it's windy. But the satellite tells another tale. There's a lot of dry air around. It's just not here at the surface. I'll show you what I mean coming up.